Okay, we're back with more Thea the Awakening. I have a host of notes to myself from the end of the last episode. I'm going to try to just pick up from where those were. I've got my main expedition out here, and I've got my townsfolk. I might have to do a couple things in the town, so I'm going to try to look into that really quick. I think I have a couple people that I don't have assigned to do anything right now. Production. Oh no, it looks like I ended up assigning them to the crafting. Okay. So we were going to try to finish working on the tutorial down here. Counter 4 malicious spiders. Let's do it. I hope to remind myself the mechanics here. So this is combat, so I want high health and good damage. I don't think I need to mulligan. This is probably fine. Spiders on the outside. Piercing damage would kill the spider instantly. I think it's only half the damage that they're supposed to deal, though, right? Half its piercing damage. Okay. Okay, so that spider starts out dead. Get closer lets them enter the battlefield, but they miss out on their first phase. That's fine. Oh, I have to wait till my next turn. Okay. Spider's got 4 health. Should have saved him for that. That's okay. But I can maybe... I think you still get the end of the battlefield piercing damage with these characters. So that'll do 5. Yep, it still worked. She just won't get to act in the first turn. Both spiders come out confused. Can kill one of them with this guy. And then this should resolve in my favor, I think, before I take any damage. Perfect. 1 XP, 1 research. Oh, and what's this? Shadow armor. Huh. That could be a significant upgrade. Let's see. Inventory. Gotta find one of them to equip here. Probably one of my higher damage characters. 15 armor, 3 shielding. Guess maybe I could also put it on someone who has no armor right now. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, she can't use it, I guess. Oh, is this like weight? I see. So she doesn't have a weight budget to be able to equip heavy armor in the first place. That makes sense. She'll go just barely over. He can probably handle it. See if I can move that armor piece around then. She can take the plain shirt for a small defensive boost. That's a cool mechanic, though. Theodore's tutorial. Search location.
You enter an underground complex that turns out to be some old, long-forgotten dungeon. You're not sure what used to be the purpose of these dungeons, but they seem large.
Explore.
Inside, there are 2 main tunnels leading deeper into the complex.
Let's go left.
You take a left and go down a long, winding corridor, with empty alcoves spread about in equal spaces, each alcove hiding a potential doorway to explore. You enter one such opening, and you arrive at a small, empty chamber. You were about to leave when a ghost stands in your way. I am Zaraza. Please don't go yet. My spirit has been trapped here for decades. I cannot leave here, you see, because everywhere I go, I bring disease and death with me. But I do not want to do this.
Disease and death, oh no.
No, wait. In this chamber, and only here, I do not spread the filthy plague unless I touch someone. This is why I haven't left in decades. Please help me.
Does sound terrible, so we'll help.
All you have to do is to willingly let me touch you. I know this is asking much, but if you win with the disease, and I think you will, I will reward you.
So I had an issue last episode with the game saving. I think we did an event like this, if not this exact
I
one.
was a Dola once, a friendly demon helping people. If you help, I will bless your entire party. You will be healthier for a time, but if you fail, one of you may fall ill.
So a sickness trial is going to use the character's statistics differently. My worst combat character is now going to be my best character for this event. Yeah. So her damage, her sickness healing damage is a 10. Everybody else is not as good as she is. But I like that you resolve different kinds of challenges using the same basic card game structure. Still want to have tanky characters out there. It doesn't really matter what their damage ability is, as long as they're able to absorb hits. This is one where you kind of want the computer to go first. Counter tactic. Don't know if it's equal to or less than that value, though, is part of the problem. Ice plays to the right, so that's going to do 10 damage to this thing. I don't have any enter the battlefield damage, unfortunately. Shield ally. This will be enough to kill that sickness card if I do get closer. I probably should have put this guy in first to protect her. I didn't think about that. So this may have been a mistake. We'll see what happens. Where did I get a health bonus there? See. We're going to do as much damage as possible, so that's Svartastoy. And I think I can just play everybody else after that. And we'll see how the damage is applied. I guess only one of the sickness cards deals enter the battlefield damage. So that's not good. That's extremely bad because that was before she got to attack and she was my best sickness damage dealer. It's so bad I don't think I can recover, actually. Since this is a skill check, I don't think that they're taking permanent damage from all of this, if I recall correctly. Oh yeah, this is not good. This is too bad. Okay, so the piercing damage gets wasted. Me getting hit by the piercing damage was really brutal last time. See if this even works. No, the card's a higher level than me. Yikes. So I'm going to lose another character here, unfortunately. And I'm dead. Fight phase 2, they're going to hit him. Yep. You lose.
The sickness was too strong. One of your people falls ill as a result. The Zarazar cries and disappears, whispering only, "I am so sorry. I didn't mean to."
It's too bad. I think the last time I did this, I succeeded, but I screwed up my placement on my good healer character, unfortunately.
You enter an underground. You come
Explore
back to the
again.
ruins, but realize either.
Entrance has collapsed. So I don't think that means the tutorial's uncompletable. Definitely is not a good thing, though. Everybody's still doing the thing that they were doing? Okay.
You find the solitary hut of the herbalist. It is a small wooden abode with a straw roof and smoke coming out of the chimney. There is a distinct smell of herbs and medicines in the air. An elderly lady walks out from the house to greet you.
Welcome, travellers. What brings you to my home?
Can you cure sickness?
Yes, indeed I can, but I haven't survived as long as I have by running a charity. If you wish to be healed, you will do me a favour. Beware, for healing wounds I require food and wood as payment, as well as a favour. But I am warning you, even if you fail the favour,
All that
I
and
still
a
take the
favour.
goods. Poisons are cheaper. I only require a favour. So, do you need to be cleansed of a poison or wound?
See you another time. Can't afford any of that shit, unfortunately. Still, okay, they finished what they were making. So I gotta reassign them now. So there's crafting. I think I've already got all the gathering tools I'm gonna get. Let me see what I can equip them with. Makes crafting jobs easier. Production, crafting. I think we're good on crafted tools. So let's try cooked meals, I guess. I actually have the resources to do it. I need a catalyst. Right, wood for the fire to make the food. That makes sense. Cooked greens. Not gourmet, but tasty. Those are about comparable. And you go first. She'll finish it by herself. But I think that if you have multiple people that you get extra rewards, basically. Okay. They're done moving for this turn. What's their deal? I want to see the sick character. Partners restricted or allow usage of any specific food. Click on its icon. The food varieties available to the group, the more bonuses they get. Okay. Oh, so you want to have meat and veggies. Okay, well, that's a mistake that I made, but now I know how that works. That's all fine. Do they still show as unassigned here? No, they're still working.
Yes, wonderful. You made your first batch of prepared food. No longer are you a mere scavenger. Now you can cook. Crafted foods are more efficient than the raw stuff, so you may want to take them when you're out exploring, as they are lighter to carry. So now I have a harder task for you. Build me a building in your village. Any building will do. Good
Building
luck.
will do. Topaz, gold. Okay. So I guess I already built the pasture. Construct. Pastures are the only ones that I have the access to do right now. There's food, 25 wood, and then a catalyst. So I can't quite get there yet. We're gonna have to keep gathering. I think I'm gonna make more cooked vegetables. Let's do that. Problem is it's burning some of the wood I need for a pasture. It only costs 2, that's not that bad.
Theodore welcomes you.
We've been to the
Well,
dungeon.
hello
It went
there.
really
I
badly.
see you're finding your feet and making first steps into the world. Well done. Excellent stuff. Perhaps you noticed how the dungeon had many routes to explore, and some may still be obscured for you if you lack certain skills. Magic users, and those who know folklore, for example, often find themselves finding more information or alternative options. But the same goes for all the skills, really, so make sure to send diverse teams out into the world, as you never quite know what you might need. I feel you are now ready to take on Thea without me. So long, dear friends, and may you bring prosperity to Thea. Oh, one last thing. Soon you will begin finding clues to pursue the mystery of the cosmic tree, so watch out for those.
So I think the only challenges I've really seen so far have been dealing with poison and medicine, and combat seems to be the most common one. But all your characters in your party have different stats in combat based on, well, in combat, in the card game, based on what sort of challenge it is. So if it was folklore and everyone was like super smart, they would have much higher combat stats, I guess. Thanks for your help. Card game stats. I keep wanting to call it combat stats, but it's technically different. Okay, what do we want to unlock here? Quartz, clay. I don't think there's anything that I'm pending to build, right? And I want the pasture, but it shows me where some of these things are on the map. The game just gave me some gold, so maybe it wants to encourage me to get more of it. Add 5 units of this resource to your inventory. At least one place where it can be gathered will always be revealed after searching this. Wicker, fur leather, amber. Okay, so there should be a gold collecting location on the map somewhere now. You also have any movement left or no? They do. Back to the town. Gonna want to exchange some stuff here. Guess I want to wait a turn for the vegetables to finish. It sounds like that's an increased stats across the board.
Well done. You have your very first building.
Oh, it already gave me credit for
As
the
you can
pasture.
see,
Cool.
It takes many resources to build a decent abode. Or perhaps your god gifted you, in which case you cheated. Remember,
If I started with a different god, you can start with a building.
The better the
Okay.
bonuses from your buildings. You have a limit of 10 buildings, but you can demolish the old ones to make way for new. One of the ways to win over the darkness is for you to research more recipes, grow your population, and build more houses. So get going.
Buildings are like a permanent buff that you have. You don't have to assign a worker to generate resources. The buildings generate them for you, and they have some other effects, like I think the pasture grants meat every turn and makes it more likely to attract humans. So let's see what else there is to construct here. I don't think I need a second pasture. I don't know how I go about unlocking new buildings. It might just be based on the tools that I have available so far. Keep doing cooked meals, I guess. Although now I need more herbs. I guess I can use meat as a secondary ingredient. That certainly helps. Wood. Confirm. Y'all keep at it. Looks good. Now, if they're both collecting... Okay, I want one of them to start getting wood. I should craft gathering tools soon. I need leather. Okay, so this informs me on things that I should go for. on the tech tree, because I want to get gathering tools to help me gather things more efficiently. Do that on future turns. The rest of these folks need to get some inventory from the town. So let's send some food out this way. Half and half seems fine. Send some of the meat out this way. Seems fine. I've got a useless child that's going to grow up eventually to be less useless. Faint, bad quality folklore. Not that good of a stat increase. These shields might be nice. Let's see. Tibia Club. Alright, there might be weight problems with me equipping that stuff, but I'm going to give it a shot here. There we go. Inventory, equipment. Let's see if I can equip these shields. Oh, weird. I thought I... They definitely have it in their expedition equipment. Why isn't shit showing up here? Oh, because I'm looking at the villagers. That's why. Here we go. Expedition. There we go. Okay, that makes more sense. Everybody has a two-handed weapon, or maybe that just implies that they're holding their weapon in two hands. No, they all have two-handeds. Okay. So that's strictly better. But I'm just going to put the other stuff back, I guess. Reduce weight over here. Oh, this amber necklace increases gathering stats. Let's equip that for sure. Nibor, why don't you equip this? Cool.
You stumble across some ruins of an old city, engulfed in mist and mystery.
Search.
One of many buildings you tirelessly searched through contains a closed stash. It takes you almost an hour to open it, but luckily it's not empty.
Hike. Could dismantle it into iron and bone. I think this is worse than the pike that I already have equipped, so I'm going to go ahead and dismantle it. I'm not being explicitly sent in any new directions now. I can kind of go where I want. Stoya, I think, still has everything set for production. Yep. Faster.
An old dwarf passes by your village, stopping only for a drink and a chat if you're willing.
What? No, Robin blind. Have a drink with him.
You share a drink and some stories. As thanks, the dwarf tells you of an old mine he knows. He marks the location on your map.
Thanks, dwarf.
It's a route for a gold mine.
That's cool. That gives me something to go check out. It's past the herbalist hut, though. Maybe later. Investigate this wolf flare. It's probably going to end in my death, but, you know, what are you going to do? Sometimes you die, and that's just how it goes. Okay, they're done producing. Let's keep doing meals, I guess. Wonder if there's a way for me to set them to constantly repeat the same task over and over. So it says Bofugala's done gathering for some reason. Send her back to wood. What's her stat? Gathering 3, Gathering 6. Let's swap them. Pretty good. It's a neat little roguelike civilization game
Thea is not an easy
slash
place to
card
grow up
game.
in, but
It's hard to
alas,
classify.
we must. One of your children has matured into a young adult and is ready to join your village and rebuild Thea.
Honestly, I need more gatherers.
Becoming an adult is an important rite of passage. The whole village celebrates this joyous occasion. The youngster places a food offering at the altars of their gods, in thanks and in hopes for a good future.
I love that. Like, you have lost a child, but you have gained an adult. They just treat having a kid as an item in your inventory. It's kind of fun. Alright, production, gathering. Helena, why don't you... what's her stat? Oh, I can see their stat right here, Doi. Alright, so she's about as good as Bogufala. Go help with gathering wood. I need to find ways to get more things on the gathering list here. I think it's possible eventually. More wood would be good, though. Wolf Flare. Fight. Combat. This is a okay combat party. Morza Slava being in there is not good, but... So we want to have... oh, she's still sick. Okay. She's our highest health character, so I'll set her out. It's too bad I forgot she had piercing and wasted that. Okay, let's get some more tanky characters out front. Closer. Alright, so we've got all our tanks out, and now everyone else can do damage. Well, I guess he has to be directly adjacent in order for the end of the battlefield damage to work, so I should have played him sooner. That's okay, I'm learning. The wolves are going to hit my characters here. It's fine. Combat phase 2. She gets to go first, so she kills it. Got it. Perfect. But Alina took 6 wounds. I guess you want to do this without taking any damage when it's combat like that. I think she heals them over time, but I don't remember specifically how that works. Gotta be careful of wandering so far away from the town.
An unexpected visitor, Theodore, arrives at your village.
Your food stocks have grown. Your people are learning how to live in the awakened Thea once more. But the darkness is not gone. Always looming in the shadows, lurking behind corners. It is time to try and find clues as to what happened and how to repair it.
How do we do that?
Ah, that's the spirit. I knew we could count on you. I must warn you, others have tried and failed before you, so the road will not be easy.
You know anything else about the cosmic tree or why the darkness came?
I know some, but I do not hold the answers you need to seek. I know that once Thea was a land ruled by high magic, a land where demons were kept in check by the peoples, and by the cosmic balance upheld by the gods. The pillars of Thea stood sturdy and held our world together. Now the barriers between the lands of the living and those of the dead are torn asunder, and thus darkness holds a tight grip on us. Without your aid, whatever made the sun return may not hold for long, and the age of darkness may descend upon us once again.
Right, fine. How do we find out what to do?
There have been those who sought to undo this curse, those who were charged with the guardianship of Thea's pillars, and who have failed us. Some were the ancient peoples you call elves, some were avatars of your gods, and some just people who proved worthy. And yet, they all failed thus far. Here, on this map, I marked a spot where one such guardian may hold answers for you.
Without giving you a chance to say anything more, Theodore disappears, leaving you with a map.
Thank you for the map. Free XP. Okay. Cosmic Tree is over there. Seems like a good idea to go scope out. There's more ruins to explore. That's cool. What's going on in Astoya? More crafting, I guess. Oh, I can do a pasture now. Having another one of those seems good. So that's... I need 25 clay. Just barely have enough. That makes me more likely to get more humans. So it'd take them 3 turns to build, but that's not terrible. It could be worse. Cool. People's abilities have improved. Oh, that's cool. I don't think I've been noticing this. So every time I've been gaining XP, basically. Okay, these are helpful. I'm gonna have to leave a note to remind myself about these. Added 14 vegetables, added 7 wood. Gotcha. Check out these ruins first, then we'll go down to the Cosmic Tree.
You stumble across some ruins of an old city, engulfed in mist and mystery. You search the abandoned abodes and open some old dusty cellar. As the heavy doors crack, you are swarmed by some crazed bats.
Bats! I'm gonna see how auto-resolve works in this, because I have... It says it's a one-skull combat.
You search the buildings and discover a supplies store still intact.
Oh, you want? Perfect. Oh, dude, bird meat, leather, I need leather, meat, rabbit stew, amber, exotic fruit, granite. Awesome. Well, that's a heck of a turn. Nice. Hopefully the Cosmic Tree isn't like a come here at the end of the game after you've done everything else kind of challenge. Don't think that's how it works. They're still working, that's fine.
You find the skeletal remains of a person,
Skeletal?
most likely an elf, as the bones have a slight silver tinge and are much lighter than any other humanoid bones you know. On the body, you discover a scroll that unrolls as soon as you touch it. There is a smell of burning wood in the air, and the scroll itself seems to be warm to the touch.
That seems like a bad idea. Just played Eternal Darkness, where you shouldn't read things.
And so the cosmic tree stood in flames, and with it, the world burned alike.
Yeah, it's very cool.
For as the canopy burned, so did the skies turn red, and the heavens were no more. As the core burned, the earth scorched, fields turned to ash, and Thea became a wasteland. Finally, as the roots burned, so did the gates to the underworld, and thus the souls of the dead could find no refuge, no peace, no purpose. You see some notes scribbled on the side of the scroll.
Just read the main bits, no need for fluff. Read all the notes carefully.
Note 1 is written in a beautiful style, impeccable, neat, and very distinct. It reads, "And so our duty failed. Did we fail our charges? Did we abandon them too soon? Or were we never supposed to do so in the first place? Should we have guarded the sacred pillars more vigorously? I must go to the Evergreen Grove and find answers. Signed, Alicia Silveroak, Scholar of the Age of Thunderer, Keeper of the Knowledge, last of the sacred
Surprised this game is voice
There's an
acted,
old
given
map
how much
with the
roguelike
grove
text there
marked
is in
upon
it.
It won't be easy to follow after all this time, but you do recognize some landmarks. There are also 5 pieces of silver tree bark which emanate with strange power. Note 2 is clearly scribbled in a hurry by an unknown author. The elves seek to diminish our work. No surprise there. I must get to this grove before they can meddle with mankind again. The Sage Tower should give me some clues as to how to stop the elves. The darkness is a side effect for sure, but I'll be damned if I let the magic rule man again. The rest of the notes are too damaged to read. 2
locations to scout. Perhaps we should check them out. 4 XP, nice. Oh, there's a little idle villagers notification. Thanks, game. Production complete. Okay. I could just keep making lots of pastures. I think I have the resources for it. Still going to take them 3 days at 125 per day. I think the extra production gets wasted though. Hold on. If you go over on like the 3rd day, maybe I can reassign them on that 3rd day. I still have places to explore. Let's check out these hungry unliving.
Your scouts report something of interest nearby and mark it on your maps.
Investigate.
They have spotted an abandoned settlement made out of several thatch cottages. You could salvage much straw and maybe even some stone from the houses. Beware though, the scouts also report that a nest of giant spiders has taken residence.
I'll take... spiders are fine. Place to see. Okay, good job, scouts. That must be a stat like your scout radius. Idle villagers. Don't you help? Oh, the hunger and living already moved. Okay. Where was that? This is the Cosmic Tree quest. That's the main quest, so let's try to do that a little bit further. See what all we can find.
The air around you grows stale, and a black cat crosses your path.
That seems bad.
You continue your journey in hopes it was just a cat. As soon as you cross the line where the cat has run, you feel a blessing upon your group. The cat must have been a dog.
Oh, that's helpful.
A friendly guardian demon.
5 dexterity for a certain number of turns. 20 turns. Probably Yggdrasil, yeah. The tree. I think that dex bonus lets me walk further on my turn. That's pretty cool. Meat and wood. Does that mean that I have an idle villager? No, she just hasn't finished gathering vegetables yet this turn. Okay. Wood's by far the more important thing right now. Okay, so we should have we should now have 3 pastures, yeah. Don't think I've really learned new construction task, but it says I can keep making pastures, so. I use gold? Oh, I totally can. Cool, because I got a ton of that. Attracts more humans. More humans are what's necessary to succeed. Okay.
You arrive at a tall stone-built tower. An arched doorway stands ajar, and an old man waves at you to come in.
That seems... this is a good idea. Go in.
You walk into the lower floors of the tower.
Maybe
The
it's
room
not
is
bad.
dark and dingy. The walls are filled with bookshelves, barely holding under the weight of the thousands of works that you think must be housed here. There is a desk and some chairs, and the old man sits behind it.
Come in, come in. Sit and let us talk. I am Professor Anthony Hufka, formerly of the Grand University. These days, well, on research leave, I suppose.
I found this old scroll by a body. It talked about carrying the darkness, and it had your tower marked on a map.
Ah, the Elven Scroll. Have you found the Guardian yet? He went to that Grove place, but I've never been able to find out what happened to him. His pesky student ran off with the scroll before I could write down the directions, and I don't like leaving this tower anyway.
Actually, this sounds like the beginning of a long talk. Can you just tell us the highlights, please? Skip story. I guess that's if you're playing on a second map with like a different patron god or something. We haven't spoken with the elf yet.
Right. Well, he is a wise one. I will grant him that. But his version of history is... history is written by the victors, yes? The elves have been the victors for many thousands of years, and thus they do write our history. I, however, believe it is time we wrote our own.
What do you mean? You're not making much sense.
Well, the elves will tell you that the cosmic tree is one of the pillars of the world. I won't go into it. They know it better. They are correct on that, but sometimes pillars must fall in order to build a new house, you know.
Still not making much sense.
Right. I am an old man, too old for human existence. I forget myself. So it was us, humans, that burned that damned tree. Yes, we at the Grand University. We had a multinational conference and we came to a conclusion. Magic is stifling humanity.
It's very, Song of Ice and Fire, right? That's what the Maesters are trying to do, or
Listen to
did
me.
do.
Magic and its prime stewards, the elves, they are keeping us from truly evolving, from reaching our own potential. We can finally be free from superstition, from dark magic, from monsters. We will build a civilization based on reason and knowledge. And yes, this will be costly. Magic will take with it many creatures, not all bad, but humanity will finally be free.
So I think our patron deity, because they're the patron of magic, they only get these two choices.
Oh, that one. I suppose there is no reasoning with Vele's kin. After all, he is part elven himself. I suppose it is back to the Dark Ages.
You unlock
and
the
the
other
grip of
gods
elder
by
people
playing
upon
through
our
the maps
backs.
like this.
Now go. Leave me be.
That's like the permanent progression system of this game. Keep out of our way in this. Farewell,
You
old
find
man.
yourself standing in an empty field. No tower, no man, nothing.
Man, for someone who hates magic, what a hypocrite. Okay. I'm gonna try to send them back to the base because they got a bunch of items to restore here. Well, maybe I can get them to the other Cosmic Tree location. Oh, what's the stat ups? Abilities have improved. Medic up, sturdiness up, divination up, strength. Oh, we're getting some gathering boosts. That's nice. It's 2 attractiveness. It's my new character that just stopped being a child. Don't think I have any idle villagers, so no concern this turn. Still nobody idle, as far as I can tell. Now we've got idle. Alright, can I do yet another pasture? Yeah, looks like it. Keep at it, guys. Once I've got the building limit of 10 pastures, I should be able to... I'll just constantly generate food for free and can maybe reallocate some of the attention of my gatherer characters. Work on wood more, possibly. Counter. Auto-resolve seems fine for the one skull battles, now that I understand how combat works. Bramblewood bow. Let's see if
Thea
that's...
is not an easy place to grow up in, but alas, grow up we must. One of your children has matured into a young adult and is ready to join your village and rebuild Thea.
Let's do another
Becoming an adult
crafter.
is an important rite of passage. The whole village celebrates this joyous occasion. The youngster places a food offering at the altars of their gods, in thanks and in hopes for a good future.
You have lost a child. You have gained Milladrog. He's got a pretty good base craft stat. He's better than my other guy that I'm using for crafting right now. So 1 XP. Alright, what am I going to have you do, friend? I want to make gathering tools, but I need a bunch of resources that I haven't gotten in my tech tree yet. So I can go ahead and start by assigning him here. Let me see if I have any more crafting. No, I have to make another crafting tool. Maybe I can do that now. So, production, crafting, craft tools. Making it out of gold seems ill-advised, but, you know, whatever. Weight's different, I see. Bad quality. I see. Steel basically just weighs more. Gold hammer seems like it's fine. Take it. Okay, that's going to take him 3 turns by himself, but I can reassign some of the pasture folks to it later.
You finally find what must have been the grove from
Oh,
the
Jesus.
map, although there is little left but
Attack
some stones
tree,
and dirt
5
here.
skull
And yet,
combat.
among the rubble stands a single tree, still green and thriving despite it all. When you approach, the tree opens its eyes and stares at you.
That's where I would game over there if I selected that. We're searching for an elf that may have passed through here a long time ago.
The tree blinks at you several times before moving its branches around, as if it was shifting in its place. Slowly, it begins talking.
What is this elf thing you speak of? And how long is long ago? An eon? 2?
Nice. I kind of enjoy when writers are forced to, like, they're imagining a character doing something very human, like shifting in place, but it's like a talking tree. So you have to, like, work your way around it. It's a fun prose challenge. An elf is kind of like a human, but with the pointy ears and real pretty, and long ago is probably around 100
I
years.
see. The children of Thea, you mean. Pretty young things, to be sure. In the old days, there used to be many in my grove.
The tree looks around, as if for the first time, and you see its face twisting and its eyes growing larger.
My grove? Where is my grove? Where are all my charges? What have you done with them?
They must have died during the long night. Not that long night. Other more different long night.
Oh, right. My apologies. Yes, that wretched cold night. It was rather unpleasant. Still, it was not it. It was a brother of mine. He took my herd. I tell you what. I will tell you all about the elven child you speak of, the one seeking to cure us from darkness, but only if you hunt down and kill my brother, and bring me the remains of his flock.
Your brother?
You fleshy creatures oft call us Lishi, demons you say we are. And in all fairness, that description is wise. We are guardians of the forest, sons of the Silver Mother.
I think the Silver
and
Mother is one of the deities you can
shepherds.
select at
My
character
brother
creation.
is thus, like me, a Lishi. but he is also a thieving wretch. He stole my flock from under me. Mad I am, he said. Mad and corrupted by the dark. Bah! Only because I did not think as he did. I did not seek to kill the so-called creatures of the dark. Ah, no matter. What does matter is that I need his wooden carcass and that of his flock so that I may regrow this grove, and it is my business why.
I know you even have the information I seek.
I have what you seek right here.
The tree crackles, the earth beneath it shakes a bit, and from the roots it brings out an elf. The elf is covered in soil and motionless, but he still breathes.
This young man refused my pleas also, but we seem to have reached an impasse. He will not die, and yet I am not inclined to let him go. But if you do the deed, I shall free him.
All right, I'll murder your tree friend for you.
How
No problem.
splendid. I have cast a
Scary
spell
tree
upon that
spider
will
monster
guide you
thing.
to the traitor's hideout. Do watch yourselves. He is likely to have many allies. Now off you go.
For XP. Let's not do that one for a while if it's comparable difficulty to the guy himself. Sneak. (2x sneaking. Auto-resolve. Assassinate your enemy in cold blood and with the grace of an alpha predator. Manage to complete the threat without any injuries. Dark wood. Shield, monster bone. Studded staff. Bet that's bludgeoning damage, which would be great right about now. Let me take a look. So, is that shield better for the one character that has a shield? Yes, it is. Strictly better. My favorite kind of better. 3 damage on the staff. That's strictly better than her current staff. That's cool. Let's see if someone wants to use this bow. Apparently that's like a different kind of combat that uses the bow. New villager. Oh yeah, we just attracted an adult this time instead of starting with a child. That's interesting. They kind of suck at gathering. They have no crafting stats. It looks like they're a decent combat character. So maybe I'll have them join me here in a second. Still haven't finished making... She's the only... Oh no, I did. Perfect. Alright. Milladrog, you should now have access to... I thought I still had a hammer that I just finished making. Wonder why he got kicked out of making this. It's weird. Oh wow, she's so terrible at that. Okay. I guess I may as well have her help with gathering for now, even though she's not particularly good at it. 50, 95. That's fine. Try a sneak again. Another shield. Another monster bone. And some meat roast. Hey Droid, how you doing? Fortunately, there's only about 5 minutes left or so. But I've been enjoying this so far. Enemy spotted. Oh, interesting. Group has run out of food or fuel. Well, damn, I'm glad I made it back in time. Holy shit, that was almost super bad. Okay. Alright, let's take a look. We've got 5 pastures now. I gotta start sharing some fuel with the expedition. I think they burn 1 every night. Seems correct. Tons of meat now, thanks to the pastures. Thank you. Got 2 children in the town. I think I can send supplies, group size. I want to pick up my extra villager in the town and send them into my expedition that's currently visiting the town, but I'm actually not sure how to do that. Hold on. I probably have to take her off of gathering first. Do I have to like send her on a new expedition and then merge the expeditions or something? So I want her to join the combat party because she's better at that. Fuel items allowed for burning, 3 food varieties carried. Oh, that's cool. Next turn bonuses. The more food varieties you have. Expedition. Quickly look. How to add characters to Expedition Thea. How can I add members? You move your characters around in the inventory window if you have the expedition on the same tile as your town. Oh, you just treat them like inventory pieces. Okay. That makes sense. So we move her here. Gotcha. Should probably equip her. Dobromia has a thorn. I think she's good, and I think we've restocked them so I can keep exploring in a different direction. I should probably fight these things. It hasn't occurred to me what happens if enemies make it to my base, because that's never happened to me before. I assume it's bad. It's probably a safe assumption. Slava first, then Falibor. Cool. Alright, so that's about time for Thea. Future Marstead, watch the end of episode 2. I made a ton of important notes. There's also the Thea the Awakening text file that you can check. The most important new information we got from this episode that you should include when you're referencing things is this at the top right corner. Every time you end your turn, this summarizes the most important things that just happened. If you just completed something, if there's an idle worker, resource income, the things that your town just made, that sort of a thing. So always check that. current goal is to send this party out to kill the monsters that are near the town. You've got a quest for the cosmic tree that you probably want to put off for a little bit because it seems like it might be pretty difficult. But kind of keep exploring the map and try to bring as many supplies back to Astoria as possible. In fact, this expedition has some supplies that you forgot to put in the town, so maybe after killing these undead and the spider's nest, go back to the town and drop off the supplies that they're carrying. Cool.